In the market for some fun and exciting dice savings challenges? I've got you covered. Hi everybody, welcome back to Ready Budget Go. Today I'm excited to share with you some brand new dice savings challenges that have just dropped in my Etsy shop. This is a set of 12 different dice games. Each is played with D6 dice. Some games have options for using rainbow dice, which you can get as an optional add-on. There are 7 game cards, and these are designed to fit in an A5 zipper envelope. I use non-zippered envelopes, but they are small enough to where you can slide them into a zipper envelope without having to bend them or fold them or tear them. So there's 7 different cards in total, and they're each double-sided, so you can see here. They've also got numbers on the bottom, 1 through 12, so you can play them in order. You can use a D12 dice to randomize which one you're going to play, whichever way you want to do it. Also, they're professionally printed on high-quality, UV-coated, ultra-high gloss stock paper, so you can use a wet erase marker or a dry erase marker. I'm using a dry erase here. You can also use an alcohol marker or a Sharpie, but if you do use those, just know that it takes a little more elbow grease to get them off. You've got to get out like a lens wipe or an alcohol pad and kind of dig in to get the ink off, but you certainly can use them. They're designed to be reusable. So I'm going to go through each of them and show you how they're all played. This is going to be a longer video, but if you're only interested in certain games or if you've bought the set and you're looking for help in how to play them, I'll leave timestamps down below to show all of the different games. So the first one we're going to talk about, which is on the back of the front cover, is called Boston. And Boston is played with 3 standard D6 dice. So I'm going to take these away and just bring out 3 regular size dice. So the object is to roll the dice, and each roll you save the highest amount and you take out that die after that roll. So for example, let's roll them here. So a 6, a 4, and a 1, so 6 is the highest. I'm going to take that out. I'm going to roll the remaining 2. Highest is a 4, take that out, and I'll roll the last die, and I got a 5. So this scores 15, that's what I save. This game is super quick, it's fun, it's easy. You can play it multiple times or just play it once and move on, but that is Boston. Game number 2 is called Chance, and if you've ever played Shut the Box before, this game will feel very familiar to you. This time we're using only the numbers 1 through 6. You can play each game individually and use the same dice or the same die for each game, or you can do what I like to do, and I'm going to use all 6 dice and play them all at the same time. So I'm going to pick them all up, give them a roll, and then I'm going to cross out the numbers that I roll. So for the red, I rolled a 1, orange is a 5, yellow is a 1, green is a 6, blue is a 1, and purple is a 3. Roll them all again, and if I roll a duplicate, it's game over for that color. So here we go. Red is a 1, so red's already done, so 5, 10, 20 for red, and I'm going to take that dice out, or that die rather. Orange is a 3, yellow is a 2, green is a 2, blue is a 4, and purple is a 2. So I lost only 1 die that time, but a lot of really low numbers. Roll them again. Okay, orange is a 1, yellow is a 3, green is a 3, blue is a 2, and purple is a 6. So great, everything survived again. Roll again. And now we have orange is a 6, yellow is a 4, green is a 1, blue is a 3, and purple is a 2. So purple's done, so that's 5 and 5 is 10. And purple comes out. I usually don't do this well, but these dice seem to be cooperating today. Okay, orange is a 1, so orange is done. 2 plus 4, that's 6. Orange comes out. Yellow's a 1, that's done, but I got the 2 highest numbers left, so that's 6 plus 5, that's 11. Green is a 5, and blue is a 4, so blue's done, that's another 11. So blue comes out, and I'm just going to roll the green die. And I got a 4. So I got them all I got all the numbers for the green. So here, I would record this as a $25 savings. That's if I'm doing one game at a time. I'm going to put it in here, and I'll total it up. And the numbers are big, but we'll talk about how to do it as a low budget. So here I've got 26, 37, plus 25 is 62, 73, 83. So 83. Now, that's a lot of money. I usually don't want to put that much toward one game. So what I would do if I were playing all 6 at once, just because I like the fun of it, I would add the 8 and the 3, and I would save $11. You can also play one game at a time, or another thing you can do is you can count up all the numbers that you didn't get and just count each one as one. So that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So that would be 14 numbers that I didn't roll, and that's what I would save. A lot of different ways to play it. The instructions here are how I would normally play it, but ultimately it is up to you. And that is the game of chance. Game number 3 is called doubles, and here we're back to the 3d6 dice. So I've just gotten the same standard size one color d6 dice. The goal of this game is to roll 2 1s before you roll 2 2s, roll 2 3s before you roll 2 4s, etc., etc. So you're looking for 2 1s, then 2 2s, then 2 3s, then 2 4s, then 2 5s, then 2 6s. If you roll one of the numbers, you can reserve that die and roll the other 2. And what you're doing is you're counting up the number of rolls it takes to get 2 of each of those. So we're going to start with the 1s. And I didn't get any on roll number 1. So roll number 2. Got 1. So I'm going to reserve that, roll the remaining 2. Roll 3, and I got my other 1. So that took 3 rolls, so that's what I score. Now we're going to look for 2s. And none on roll number 1. None on roll number 2. Got the 2 1s, but it's too late for that. Roll 3, nope. Roll 4, got 1 of them. Roll 5. So that scores a 5. And you would go on and you would continue all the way through the bottom. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that this took 4 rolls. I was really lucky and got a 1 here. This took 8, and maybe this took another 5. So once I got to the end, I would total up everything that I had scored, and then I would save that amount. If I'm playing low budget, then I might add those 2 numbers and then save that amount. So in this case, 8, 12, 13, 21, 26. So 26 could save that, or I could add the 2 and the 6 and save 8. Another thing that you can do is you can cap the number of times that it takes to get these rolls. So sometimes it might take you 10 or 12 rolls to get, let's just say, 2 2s, but you're going to cap it at 5. So instead of scoring a 10 for it taking that long, you would just score a 5. You would say, okay, 5th roll, I didn't get it, so I'm going to score a 5. And in that case, that would make this 8 a 5 instead of the 8, and the total, instead of being 26, now it would be 23. And that's what you would save, or you would add them together and you would save 5, whichever way works for your budget. Game number 4 is called Dropout, and this is probably my favorite game of all of them. In this game, you roll 5d6 dice, and on each roll, if you roll a 2 or a 5, you score a 0 for that roll, and you lose the dice that rolled a 2 or a 5. It doesn't matter what any of the other dice say. If you roll 1 2 or 1 5, it counts as a 0, and then you lose those dice. You roll up to 5 times, or until you have lost all of your dice, and then you total up your score at the end. So let's give it a whirl here, and I'll just show you real quick how it works. So roll number 1, I got 1 2 and 1 5, so those come out, and that is a 0. Roll them again. 4 4 and 2, so I lose the 2. That scores a 0. Roll number 3, a 1 and a 6, so that's a 7. Roll 4, 3 and a 5, so I lose the 5 and I score a 0. And roll number 5, a 6. So that would mean I would save $13. You want to play at low budget, add the 1 and the 3 and save $4. It is a super fun game. If you don't like excluding the 2s and the 5s, you can make it the 3s and the 6s, or the 1s and the 4s, or whatever you want to do to make it work for you. The next game is Keno, and for this one, you'll be using the rainbow dice. This one, you pick one number for each of the 6 colors, and that is the number that you're trying to roll. If you hit that number, you pick an amount to save for making a hit, and if you miss, you pick a different number. Or, you know, it could be the same, but then there's no real point in rolling, right? So I am going to pick $5 for a hit and $1 for a miss, And I'm just going to go in order for simplicity's sake. And the 1 for red, 2 for orange, 3 for green, 3 for yellow, 4 for green, 5 for blue, 6 for purple. And we'll give them a roll, and we'll see how we do. Okay, so 1, red was 1, so that's a hit. Let's see, orange was a 6, it's a miss. Yellow a 5, that's a miss because it wasn't a 3. Green was a 4, that was a hit. Blue was a 4, that's a miss. And purple was a 3, and that's a miss. So for this game, I would have saved $5, $10, $11, $12, $13, $14. I could stop there. I could play multiple times. I could do it low budget and add up the total at the end. So in other words, with this one, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, add the 1 and the 4 and save 5. It's up to you. I'm just doing it one game, but it's meant to be played multiple times if you want to count hash marks. The choice is yours. Game number 6 is Knockout, and for this game, you just need 1 D6 die. And in Knockout, you pick one of the numbers 1 through 6, and that is your knockout number. You then roll the die up to 10 times. Well, you roll it 10 times. If you roll the knockout number, you knock out that roll and all the rolls that came before it. So I'm going to put a 2 as my knockout number. We're going to roll 10 times, and let's see what happens. So we got a 4, a 3, a 1, and a 2. So now because I rolled a 2, I knocked that out and all the numbers that came before it. And we start over with roll 5, which is a 4, a 2, so that's gone and that's gone. Roll 7 is a 4. Roll 8 is a 1. Roll 9 is a 2, so we're all gone and we're down to the last roll. And it's a 1. So for this game, my score would be 1, and I would save $1. If I only saved $1, I probably would play it again. You can change the knockout number to be something else, or you can keep it from game to game. The choice is yours. A fun game and a quick play. Game 7 is called Ouch, and this is another fun one. The object is not to roll a 7. If you can avoid a 7 across 6 different rolls, then you would save $6, $1 for each roll. If you roll a 7, you are caught, and the instructions here say to save $20, but you can adjust that to make it any amount that you want. So I'm going to play a game, and we'll see how it goes. So 11, so I'm going to score a mark for that. It doesn't matter what the value is as long as it's not 7, and I got a 7 on the second roll. So I'm out. I'm not going to roll anymore, and I'm going to save $20 here. If, for example, I rolled, let's say it was an 11, and then a 3, and then an 8, and then another 8, and then a 10, and then a 5, I would have made it all the way across. I would save $1 for each roll, and that would be 6. Again, adjust for your budget. If you want to do it 50 cents a roll, and you make it all the way across, and it's $3, and the penalty for rolling a 7 is $5, do that. These are just the suggestions here. Make it work for you, and that's the game of Ouch. Now it's time for dice poker. This is game number 8, and in dice poker, you are just trying to make the best 5 dice hand that you can make. You use all 5 D6 dice, you can re-roll once, and there's also an option for a beat the dealer, which I'll explain at the end. You decide how much you're going to save for each of the different hand values. I've pre-filled them in here, and let's see how we do. So, rolling all 5 dice. And I got a 2, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 6. So I'm going to put these 2 to the side. And then I'm going to re-roll the others. And I got nothing. So what I got is a pair of 2s with a 6, a 4, and a 3. Not a great hand. So for one pair, I'm already saving $4. And sure, I'm going to say I'm going to play Beat the Dealer. So the dealer gets 1 roll with no re-rolls. And let's see if I can beat the dealer's hand. So the dealer got 4 5s, so I did not beat the dealer, so I'm not saving an extra $5. I'm just going to save the $2, or the $4 rather, for having a pair of 2s. And I apologize, that wipes off. But it wipes off easy with the dry erase. That's the game of poker. Game number 9 is the game of string. And in this game, the object is to make a sequence of all 6 numbers in up to 3 rolls. So I am going to use just the regular D6 dice. You need 6 of them. I have made these different colors in case you want to use different colors, but I'm just going with the one color and I'm playing one at a time. So we're going to roll all 6 of these. And I got a 6, a 5, and a 3, and I'm going to re-roll the duplicates. Because again, I'm just going for a sequence here. I'm not trying to get anything else but a sequence. So I got a 1. I still need a 2 and a 4. And I got the 4, but I didn't get the 2. So my longest sequence, or my longest string rather, is a 4. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to write that in here. And for a string of 4, I'm going to save $4. So let's try it again, and let's see if I can do better in the next roll. Okay, I've got a 1, a 2, a 4, a 5, and a 6. All I need is 3. Let's see if I can get it. A 5, and a 3. So this time I got it. I got my sequence of 6, my string of 6, and I would save $10 for that. If these numbers don't work for you, adjust accordingly, but that's the game of string. Game number 10 is called Tetra, and this is a 4-dice game, and you're trying to make the best 4-dice hand that you can. The hand rankings are here, as well as the save amount, so let's give it a roll and see how we do. Okay, so I've got a 1, a 2, a 5, and a 6, which is nothing. I'm going to save the 6 just because, and I'm going to roll the other 3. You get 1 re-roll in this game. And I've got 2 5s and a 1. So I've got a 5 and a 5 and a 6 and a 1. So in this case, what you do is you look and see what you've got. So you've got 1 pair, and it's 2 times the pair value. Now you can do this high budget where you add them and then multiply. So 5 plus 5 is 10 times 2 is 20. Or what I would do is I would say, okay, my pair value is 5. I multiply that by 2 for a total of 10. So let's give it one more go and see if we can get something better. So a 3, a 4, a 5, and another 3. I could go for a straight, but you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to take out the 3, 4, 5, and now I need a 2 or a 6 to make a straight. So let's see if I can do it. And I got a 5. So I ended up with another pair of 5s, and a 4, and a 3. So again, I would save $10 because 5 times 2 is 10. A quick game, fun to play, and that's the game of Tetra. Game number 11 is Trips, and of all the games, this one's probably going to take the longest to play. If you've played Bunko before, or if you're familiar with the game of Bunko, then this will be familiar to you. What you do is you roll for each number, the magic number in that round, and you count how many you get for that round, for that roll. So if you get, for example, a roll with 1 1 in the first roll, you would write a 1 here. If you get 2 1s, you would write a 2. If you get all 3 1s, then that would be a trip for the magic number, and you would score 5. If it's round 1 and you say, like, let's say you score 3 5s, that is a mini trips, and that would score 3 for that round. If you're on the 5s, it would score 5. So let's go through a game, and I'll show you how it works. So here we got 0 for roll number 1, because we're only looking for 1s. Nothing else counts except for mini trips. We got 1 1 on roll number 2. I'm just going to keep these in my right hand because I write left-handed. Nothing there. Again, we're only looking for 1s. Nothing there. And the last roll for the 1s is a nothing. So we scored a 1 there. So now we're going to be looking for 2s. We got 2 of them there. That was a good start. And we got one of them there. Roll again. 1 there. None there. And the last roll for the 2s, none. So 4 there. So we would continue rolling through all the numbers. Again, if we rolled 3 3s, we would score a 5. If we're on the 3s and we rolled 3 1s, then we would score a 3. Anything that comes up on the 3s that is not a 3, like if you get no 3s for that roll, that scores a 0. And then you add up all the total here, you total up all the numbers. If it's too much for your budget, add those numbers together. Like let's say you end up with a point total of 15. If you don't want to save 15, add the 1 and the 5 and save 6. That's the game of Trips. So the last game we're going to talk about is 21, and if you've played blackjack before, this game will be really familiar to you. We're going to roll 2 d6 dice. We're going to make a player hand and a dealer hand with the player always going first, and I'll explain as we go all the different scenarios. The instructions are pretty long here, but once you get the hang of it, it'll be easy as pie. So we're going to roll 2 dice, and we've got a 9. We're going to roll again, and a 5 is 14. I'm going to risk it. And an 8. So I went bust. I scored 22. I'm not going to roll for the dealer because I already lost, and I'm going to save $22. If that's too much for your budget, add the 2 and the 2 and save $4. But let's talk about some other scenarios. Let's say that I'd gotten to 20, and the dealer rolled, and the dealer got to 16. The dealer has to stop on at least 15, but let's say they got to 16. So I beat the dealer. I would save $5 for that. Let's say I rolled a 20 and the dealer also rolled a 20, then it's a tie or a push, and I would save $10. If, for example, I had, let's say, lost to the dealer, so let's say that I scored a 17 and the dealer scored a 20, then I would save the dealer score of 20. Or again, if I'm playing low budget, add the 2 and the 0 and save 2. It's up to you, make it work for your budget, but that's 21. I want to thank you for spending some time with me today and for checking out my new dice savings challenges. If you'd like a set for yourself or to give as a gift, the link to my Etsy shop will be down in the description below. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.